Have you sat around wondering what's going on with the market? We're almost a quarter of the way through the year, aka the first quarter. So go ahead, sit back, and prepare for a long one today because I'm going to go over everything that's happening in the Nashville and Las Vegas market so you know what's going on with housing. Hey everybody, Eric here, and today I'm going to have to go over a long one with you because there is so much going on in the market. Every time I've sat down to do a good market update with you, hey, something happened. Another video I needed to put out was probably a little bit more important, but I got to get to the market, get to the numbers so everybody knows what's going on. So let's go ahead and start this off. And I'm going to go over, it's going to be a lot of numbers appearing to you today. Don't worry about it. I'm going to put a document together and there's going to be a link below. Don't worry about it. You don't have to try to see if you can leave the name IP Freely or Mickey Mouse or something. It's just going to be a direct download. Go grab it. It's going to have all of the data in there. That way you'll know what's going on along with everything that's flashing on the screen here today. So I want you to know what is going on in this market. So if there's no time like the present, let's get it going on. Okay, let's start off with the question everyone wants to know. How much are the houses costing this month? Well, of course, you know, we only get statistics at the end of the month. So we have everything for the end of the month of 2021. And the median house price is now a record high of $355,000 for a single family home. And that is, of course, a record, the highest ever. So we are at the lowest volume ever and the highest price ever. As a matter of fact, let's see what happened. Last month, 2,767 homes sold with 3,017 coming on the market. But right now, hard to believe, we have 1,677 units available for sale. That's low, folks. Low. So right now we have about half a month of inventory. And that's the end of February. End of February, we normally have about, when I say normally, I mean like the hot market we've been having the last few years, 2 or 3 months. We're down to half a month. Days of inventory for the number of people out there trying to buy a house. That's why things are disappearing so fast. Now we're going into the condos and townhomes. They kind of lump that together. It's $197,500, which is a lot. $722 for the number sold last month. Now, let's talk about that median price. Let's go back to the new homes, or at least the single family. The median price is $362. And for the condos, it's actually lower than the sales price last month. It's $195.5, which is actually kind of strange. So this is one where you kind of have to do a little bit of where you're gonna have to like jog a few things in your noggin. Now we talked about the median price of a new home. Well, remember this is actually pre-built home or pre-owned. It was $355. The average price is $441. So what do I mean by average and median? So median is if you're to take a certain set of homes and line them up, the one that's directly in the middle, that's the median. So of all the homes that sold in February, the one directly in the middle was $355. Sorry, got jets going. We got a military base here. If you can hear it, I don't know with this microphone. We'll see. The average, $441, that's if you took all of those homes, added them together, and divided by the number of homes, that's your average. So if you were into statistics, you would have what's known as a right skew. So everything is skewing right. So the average is higher than the median. So this was interesting. The amount of time on market. 2/3 of the homes are on the market less than 30 days. Well, it kind of fits. All the good homes seem to disappear in this first day or two now. Only 15% are on the market for over 30 days, up to 60. And 60 to 90, only 8%. So those are the folks who have overpriced their homes. And some of them haven't overpriced their homes. This is another one I keep bringing up. Sometimes they have tenants in there and people aren't willing to go and do what they need to do, which is put in the offer that they don't have to pay for to get that home. Remember, you don't have to pay for anything. Put an offer in. If it's accepted, it's actually in the laws. I can send those laws to you if you want to. With 24 hours notice, that tenant's done. They have to show you the house, okay? So here's another interesting one. This time last year, the average home sold for $316,000, which means this 355 is 12.3% higher than it was last year. So what does this mean for you as a home buyer and a home seller? Well, if you've noticed, homes have been going for a lot more in the last month or two. Well, the MBA, not a Master's of Business Administration, the Mortgage Bankers Association, which is the lenders kind of trade association, they have predicted that homes are going to go up another 12% this year alone.
Oh, man.
Well, that 12%, they're starting to say that lenders need to factor that in. And they're asking that appraisers factor that in too. So all of this craziness that we've seen lately, they're actually starting to factor that in. And I'm really hoping that doesn't lead to more and more craziness. It's like, oh, it's appraising. Let's ask for even more. Maybe it'll appraise more. Sometimes we get greedy. Remember, pigs get fat. Hogs get slaughtered. Let's not get slaughtered out there. We're already at a point where we're half a month of inventory. Let's not get slaughtered. Okay, folks? Oh, shoot. Hello?
Call from Hudson.
This is he.
Oh, hi. I'm calling from... You guys were scheduled to look at a house today. Do you remember which house that was?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I don't think he's going to make that. Calling to let you know he's no longer here. So maybe he'll reschedule, but I just want to let you know that.
Okay. I guess he left the house or something for the day?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll cancel that appointment then.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I would leave that in, but yeah, that's strange. She's calling for rent. You know what? I should leave that part in. I'm going to blank out the names and everything. That was obviously an agent. I'm calling for this person. You're supposed to see this place today. Yeah, he's found another agent, and they're calling to cancel so that person can now show the property. I've been through this 1,000 times. I know what's going on. C'est la vie. It's real estate. I've been working with this guy for over a year, man. Real estate is a bunch of jackals. That's all I gotta say. Jackals, jackals, jackals. Because if it was somebody else, he would call me himself. He's talked to me 1 billion times. We've talked multiple times today. He's no longer here. Does that make any sense? I don't want to get too far on it, but that's a typical. I bet you if I even look the number up, it'll come back to a realtor. It's sad. It's sad. Anyway, let's get back to the show. 26% of all homes sold last month were to cash buyers. Normally, this wouldn't be as big of a deal because cash buyers aren't that big of a deal. But where are they coming from? A lot of times they're investors. This time they're not investors. They are the proverbial California buyer. Now, a lot of times when people overprice their homes, they always say the same thing. I just need that California buyer who just sold their $1 million home to come here and see the value that they're getting. Well, same thing someone told me about 6 weeks ago that's happening in Austin is happening here. I was at a home inspection this weekend, and the inspector was telling me that 80% of all the inspections they've been doing over the last couple of weeks have been California buyers. So that California buyer is here. So if you're a buyer, bad for you. A lot of them have cash. They can put in large down payments. I'm seeing more and more homes in the MLS that are cash and conventional only. So if you're VA and or FHA, you're a little bit out of luck now. A little bit. And if you're conventional and you're trying to compete against these guys, they're not doing the old school cash. I have cash, give me a discount. It's I have cash and I'll pay you $20,000 over because I want a nice house. So just letting you know what's going on. Now let's talk about appreciation. Vegas is big. So you got Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson. It encompasses different parts of the valley. Every zip code is a little bit different on how it goes up and down each month. So just because they're up this month may mean they're down next month. So you can see some of zip codes, like look, just an example. So you look there, 89135 was up 21%. People were really buying in there. Look at some, not as many sales. They weren't going as high. Like 89131 was down 2%. 89156 down 17%. Why was it down 17%? Because they were selling for 17% less, or because less expensive homes were selling. So they're going by the sales in there. So less expensive homes may have been selling, but they could have been selling for a lot more than they were the previous month. It's just that the more expensive homes are gone because they're sold. All of the people selling those homes have already sold them. So these are things to think about. Now we're back. Let's talk about distressed properties. There's nowhere near as much distressed stuff as we used to have. You see across the screen now, we're going to talk about notice of default. So notice of default, that is when the bank says, hey, you haven't paid your mortgage in a bit. We need you to get straight, or we're going to do a foreclosure on you. Well, if you notice, it keeps going down and down. Then, there was a few months they didn't do anything. Now there's still a little bit of that, but we have several moratoriums. One is any VA or FHA loan, they can't do anything till the end of the year. As a matter of fact, they have until June to even file a forbearance or anything on that. And if you just look, a year ago, there were 222 notice of defaults. Last month, 65. Way down. Notice of trustee sales. This is where they actually, we've gone to the point where they've gone like, okay, we're selling your stuff on the courthouse steps, which is actually not a courthouse, but that's another story. Last year, 110. Last month, 60. I'm actually surprised they had that. Seems like they would have been stuck with the moratorium, but some people may have just walked away saying like, you know what, I'm done. And I'm actually surprised because so many people have equity. I don't know why they walked away. I'm not going to go into trustee deeds, but there's so much equity out there. You'll be surprised how many people are walking away from equity. It just blows me away, the number of people walking away from equity. Next thing we're going to cover, loan rates. How many people are actually taking out loans? When I just go through the figures here, about 2/3 are still getting loans on average. The rest are pretty much cash, maybe some swaps. There are different kind of swaps you can do. And some zip codes have higher people paying cash than others. What they call investors. So an investor, that can actually be an investor. And sometimes it's the, like I said, the California buyers. So let's look at some example zip codes. So like 8913, as you were. So like 89113, 55% of the homes sold with a loan. That's actually almost half were cash. Wow. 89121, 67% sold with loans. Okay. 89101, which is down near the strip, only 25% sold with loans. So a lot of cash buyers. So a lot of folks got money going down near that strip. So that tells you something. Okay, now this one's cool. Breakdown. What banks have all the loans here in town? So when you're sitting around wondering, is there a bank I should use? A bank I shouldn't use? I mean, what do I deal with? I mean, I'm not going to give away my banks right now, but let's just talk about what banks have the market share in the Las Vegas market right now. And it surprised me. The largest number of loans are written by Quicken Loans, 17.52%. Followed by Loan Depot. I know some guys work there, 3.8%. Followed by someplace I never heard of, believe it or not, Freedom Mortgage, 3.15%. My friends over at Guild, I know a lot of guys at Guild, 3.11. Just going down. The first big bank I've actually seen, Wells Fargo, 2.36. Let's just go down. Some of the ones people I'm just going to look for stuff I know. Like U.S. Bank, 1.32. Guaranteed rate, I know guys there, 1.25. And there's just so many lenders. And I'm just going down. It's just getting just minuscule. I'm getting down to Navy Federal Credit, 0.47%. They wrote 49 loans last month. So, interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is some good stuff here. I'll put that in there for you guys too, okay? Okay, here's another one that you're going to get in your little report that I want to put together. It's going to be the inventory report, so you can see what's going on. This is the total inventory. This is for the entire MLS, which is all of Southern Nevada, which includes other places like Boulder City, Around the Hump, and Pahrump, and stuff like that. Look at this. Exactly a year ago, 8,945 units on the market. Now, 6816. Look at what interest rates were back then and what they are now. More people want homes. Yeah, we had a pandemic, but man, look what happened. And the median price, like I said, shot up from 316 to 355. Days on market. Look at this. Just a year ago, between 1 and 30 days, 50% of the houses sold. Now 66.7% sold. Ooh, that's nuts. Year over year. Oh my goodness. Now we're just looking at average prices. In 2010, the average price of a house in Las Vegas was $171,927. Today, just 11 years later, actually, technically it's, hold on, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. It's 11, 10, whatever. 10, close enough. $422,412. That's more than double. It's not triple. It's more than double. Let me get the calculator out. I must know. What is it? I'm anal like that. I'm almost German. What is it? What is it? 2.45%. So if you bought a average home back then, you've made 245% on your money. Wow. I could just say wow on that, man. Now let's get into the predictions by the mortgage industry. Prediction 1, mortgage rates will continue to rise from the record lows, but still remain lower than they were last year. So the fence sitters hoping it'll go even lower. Stop sitting on that fence. They're continuing to go up. They're expecting home prices growth will actually slow. I don't see that, but they still say in this report 5.7. But I saw something the other day where they're saying 12%. So it's like right hand, left hand kind of thing. See, this is what they said last year. What didn't really happen. More home buyers fleeing to the suburbs. It happened in some places, but not most. Manhattan's really the biggest place, and a bunch of people leaving California. Other than that, I didn't really see it happen. VA loans had another red letter year. Yep, a lot of veterans are finally taking advantage of that. Believe it or not, that was one of the biggest things. A lot of veterans did not use their VA loan. I've talked about it before. Veterans were not taken care of the way they should have been. Let's just look at what the rates are doing now. Remember, I cannot quote rates. I'm not a lender, so just general of stuff that was sent to me of this week. So conventional 30-year rate is roughly 3.125 with an APR of 3.315. Conventional 15 is 2.5 with an APR of 2.734. VA fixed 30-year has 2.75. Wow, that's still pretty good. 2.916 is great to serve. FHA, that's interesting. So this bank, whoever sent this one out, they actually give $3,000 in lender credits. If you take the $3,000 in lender credits for VHA and FHA, they're doing 3.25% with an APR of 3.421%. But, that's based upon all of these conditions they set, which I'm wondering if I should put the terms. Remember, I'm not a lender. I'm just reading off something some people got here. So don't come after me. I'm not a lender. I'm just writing some stuff here, okay? I'm not quoting rates. Equity gains last year, or over the last year, the average American saw $26,300 in gain in their home. Here in Nevada, it was a little over $21,000. As far as the average price of stuff going, now remember we said it was $355, or at least the median, $355 here in Vegas. Nationwide, it was $3,039. So again, the days of $50,000, $80,000 houses in Vegas are gone. And so for the folks who continue to call me going, I want one of those $50,000 houses, I'm pretty sure, kind of like who was it, the Detroit Realtors, stop calling them about the $100 houses. So we are now above the national average. We're not California, we're not New Jersey, but we're above the national average now. So that's where we stand. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. And I want you to go ahead and watch this next video coming up. Got lots of good stuff for you. And of course, as always, please subscribe. Help the YouTube algorithm help folks find me. See you guys later.